Now, can you potty child a child from birth? Potty train a child from birth. Potty child. Sorry, we're discussing this because my head's blown with this. I am potty training my 2.5-year-old at the minute and my brain is already gone. But
potty brain.
I'm learning now that you can do it from birth.
Apparently, the process is called Elimination Communication. And to tell us more about it, we're joined by a practitioner, Aisling FitzGibbon. Aisling, thank you so much for joining us. Before we start, Tommy's like, but hold on now. And what is this elimination communication?
Okay, so it is a gentle, non-coercive way to respond to your baby's natural hygiene needs. So like all mammals, human babies have a natural instinct to not want to soil themselves, and they actually clearly demonstrate this from birth. So they'll give signals. So EC is about learning those signals and then the natural timings, and you're assisting your child to use the potty until they can naturally gain independence, which is around 9 to 18 months, depending on the child.
OK, so I think we do have some footage of you doing this, following your son Rían around as well. So you have this little, what do you call that?
Top hat.
Top hat, OK. So you just hold it kind of Rían sitting on it then?
Yeah. So what you do is you pop it in between your legs, which is why it's lovely designed, and then you place the child on your...
So we're looking at you doing it here with Rían.
Oh, yeah, you can see it.
Right now.
Okay,
so he's positioned and he's on the back. I'm holding him in position, and then I'm doing sign language for potty. So we're building this. That's the sound. That's the association. Then, and then you make the sound. You know, psh, psh, and you say you're going on the potty. So he's building that language association from the very beginning.
So you do the sign language as well.
Yeah, you do the sign language. So he's learning like that's potty. Yeah.
So this is. Can we just see you hold that up there? How small it actually is, because when we think of a potty, we think of a big yolk that a baby like will fall into.
Yeah.
But this is.
This is designed from birth. Yeah, this is like it's been made by parents that do this practice.
And why, can I ask you why you decided to do, we'll get to the signals, the natural signals, but why you decided to do this? Because I imagine that this is quite time consuming.
Well, I was interviewing a lady for a podcast and she was like, oh, my son was out of diapers, she's American, by 14 months. And I said, oh my gosh, 14 months, how is this possible? She said, oh, I did elimination communication. And that was the first time I heard of it. And then when I was pregnant, I got an audio book, Go Diaper Free, and I was listening to it and I thought, this sounds doable. And the lady who was teaching the book has 5 kids, and she's done it with 5 kids, and they've gone to daycare. And she has 2 companies, and you know, she's not like...
She's not following them around with a potty all day long.
Yeah, so she's made it like for a modern culture. You know, like, so this would have been done before nappies were around. Yeah. But now this has been applied to like how we live in modern times.
What's the benefit of it? Because if you're saying going nappy free, like nappies are expensive. So if you reckon you can have no nappies from birth, like it's going to save a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, you see, you use the toilet is the potty, but we have also, you know, because a baby's going to, as you know yourself, they're peeing and pooing quite frequently. Yeah. So you can use like the backup of a nappy. So I use cloth nappies.
Oh, so you do have nappies?
Yeah, I do use nappies. So like Rían is wearing a nappy right now.
And what about like in your furniture and stuff? Because if he's up and about at this stage...
Yeah. No, he's wearing his nappy, and then as soon as he's walking, I'll be taking him out in nappies and putting him into the next backup will be he'll be wearing underpants. So yeah, by that stage he'll be...
From what age, Zach?
From, well, I think he'll be maybe walking around 9.5 months by the looks of it.
Okay.
He's climbing.
Sorry, Rian's outside and he looks like he's 1.5 years. He's climbing everywhere, walking. He's he's gorgeous little thing. You were talking about... See, this is what I think about. Because, you know, I was with a baby yesterday and I'm like, oh, that baby's doing a poo, because you can tell. Yeah. You know, the face goes red and they're kind of struggling. But the fact is that I suppose your eyes aren't always on the child. So you're looking out for signals, but you can't always be looking, right?
Yeah, you can't... like, you're not going to catch every single thing. Really, the practice is about, like, doing it consistently. And so then over time, like, the child, you don't even have to really potty train them. It just naturally will happen. That transition will happen. So, you know, you're doing that window before they become 2, when they hit that kind of, no, you know, that resistance to you. So... yeah, you're kind of like that Montessori window, they say, is between 12 to 18 months is the ideal time to actually get them out in nappies.
Right. It's interesting. What about if you want to go back to work, for instance, and you have to hand your child over to a minder or a creche? Like, are creches, are they open to this sort of stuff, or would they be kind of closed to kind of the way they do
depends on who's
things?
running it, really. I have a cousin down in Wexford and she's become very open to it. She has a preschool down in Wexford. So she's, like, very... open to it, and, you know, we'll share it with parents and things like that. So it really depends on you know, where you're sending your kids to and whether they are open to trying it. And I suppose it's just about being really educating people that it's not actually that hard. And say, if you're doing a nappy change, offer them the potty. They'll often go then, you know, because they actually sometimes can, you know, not want to go in the nappy. So yeah, it's just about saying, okay, like if say that baby was making that face, just a case of bringing them to the bathroom or changing room, taking off the nappy, offering them the potty, and they'll go on it. You just signal, you make this, you know, you'll do psh, psh, if they go for the pee, and then you go for the poo. And so
I feel like it's like suck with cows. You know what I mean? You're just psh, psh.
Yeah.
It's like the cat's
What do your friends make of this, or family even?
Well, my dad thought I was off the wall when I told him when I was pregnant. I sent him some pictures. He was like, what? Like of a newborn on the top hat.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh, he thinks it's great. He was like, this is crazy. But then he came over. He's living in England. He came over when Rían was born. Once he saw it in action, he loved it. He thought it makes total sense, and he really advocates for it now.
And Rían himself, like say, you know, he kind of thinks that he needs to go to the toilet. Again, they've got natural systems, right?
Yeah.
Like you can tell when the kids need to.
Well,
Yeah,
you can, but like, not a wee, really. I think with a poo, definitely, or if it's an uncomfortable
very
one.
obvious, yeah.
Yeah, but if they need to just do a wee, like, I mean, personally, you'd have to have eyes on all the time, which I find would be quite difficult. But
yeah, but the thing is, it's not even about when they're mobile. It's not so much the signals. The signals are very, very obvious when they're newborn. That's the kind of time when you learn those. Whereas when they go to the next phase of being mobile, they're so busy in their task of learning that they're not really giving those signals as much. So then it's about just doing the natural timing. Like, so when they're waking after a nap, you know, there's those key times, like ourselves, when we wake up.
What about when they don't want to sit on the toilet? Do you know, they don't want to sit on the top hat.
If they're kind of wiggling and stuff like that, I find now, Rían, I have to kind of entertain him. So I'll get like books and toys and stuff like that. And once he has something to play with, he's kind of like, relaxed out, you know, just chilling on the toilet.
Relaxing me out as well. That's kind of nice. I was just about to say, you can't go yet.
Yeah.
Would he, because he doesn't know any different.
Yeah.
He's had this from birth.
From birth, yeah.
And, you know, because it's fascinating watching babies learn sign language from birth, you know, if they've got non-hearing parents.
Yeah.
How quickly they pick up on
Yeah.
it. So does he go looking for it sometimes?
Yeah, you can see him sometimes looking at it.
And you're like, oh,
I think
maybe
the red is so, you know, it's like he knows what it is. And I think, like, he's not there yet, but I've seen other parents saying that once they've learned it so much that they actually will start to give their own signals. They'll go, they'll actually make sounds and everything.
Do you get a lot of criticism on this? Like, do you talk, because we have a message on this from Phyllis, said, me and my sister-in-law have kids the same age. She sat her baby on a potty from 4 months. He would sit there after meals, do a poo, would sometimes sit for up to 20 minutes. This is not toilet training. It's just not using nappies, and I find it very strange. Children's urge and sphincter muscle doesn't actually work until they're closer to 2. Now, at 3 years of age, my child is toilet trained, but my nephew is still having accidents and wearing nappies by night. You must come across a lot of parents who have their opinions on this.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of opinions that are like not positive of it, but I think anyone who has done it and has really gone the journey with it has had nothing but a positive experience.
And it works for you. Like,
it works for me.
You want to give a go at it, and
yeah. And I was saying, like, we're going to be touring this year, so we're going to be in a camper van. So that was like a real strong motivation to, you know, give this a good go, because I thought it's going to make it much easier.
Like you're going for 8 months around Europe in a camper van. Like nappies are going to, they go to landfill and, you know, they're environmentally bad. So you're like, they're going to fill up the camper van.
Yeah, exactly.
I just find it very interesting when it comes to, I'm not a parent. Well, people have such strong opinions on parenting that you're like, you don't have to do it. Like,
no,
it's not, this is what I do.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you everyone in the world should be doing this.
No, not at all. And that's it. And I think a lot of people, that's the reason we started sharing our videos, was just to kind of put it out there for people to see, is it something they want to try? And if it works for their lifestyle, and if it, you know, if they feel, if it's part of what they want to do, then you'll do it. And if you don't...
Listen, I'd say I can already see the text messages that are flying in already on this. Listen, Aisling FitzGibbon, best of luck taking Elimination communication on tour.
Thank you.
If people are looking for you, the videos, the podcast, where can they find you? Yeah,
so my website is aislingfitzgibbon.com. We have all that listed there, and they can reach out to me if they have any questions. I've already had mums come on to me and are interested in trying already. So
great. No doubt. aislingfitzgibbon.com. It's all there. Thank you so much for chatting to us. Have a great time on tour.
I will. Thank you.